In this video, I will be sharing with you 10 long-lasting and mass-appealing fragrances. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're first time here, my name is Mehdi. I'm talking about fragrances. Please don't forget subscribe the channel to get notifications by my new uploads. If you are a subscriber, welcome back to channel, my friend. Let's see the fragrances. I want to start the list by House of Armaf at number 10 spots. Italiano, Nero, Uomo. It is fruity, woody and creamy type of fragrance. This take of Armaf on Black XS by Paco Rabanne. In terms of similarities, it is almost 70% close to that fragrance by a very crazy lasting power, 10-12 hours plus, by 2-3 hours solid projection and sillage. If you want something closer than Armaf Italiano Nero Uomo to Black XS by Paco Rabanne, I suggest you Man Gold by House of Zara. In terms of similarities, it is like 99% identical almost by Black XS Paco Rabanne, but performance is not as great as Armaf. It is like 3-4 hours in terms of longevity by barely first hour projection and sillage, but this one is on a steroid. So let's continue by House of Paco Rabanne at number 9 spots. 1 billion Parfum. At the opening is a bit unisex or feminine to my taste. It is extremely tuberose dominated fragrance at the opening, feminine, floral and sweet, but at the dry down is okay, perfectly unisex or a bit more in the masculine side. Reminds me of another fragrance at the dry down from line of 1 million Lucky, like that fragrance, gourmand, a bit creamy by hints of suntan lotiony at the back. So at the opening is floral, at the dry down it is gourmand. About performance, this one lasts on me forever, very long lasting, 10-12 hours plus easily by average projection and sillage. Sillage is better than projection. I can get solid sillage out of this fragrance. About seasons and occasions, this one is all season round except summer. I don't prefer overly sweet or thick smelling fragrances like this for summer. I believe it is better for winter, fall, spring, especially for fall and spring, and leans casual. Next fragrance is from House of Yves Saint Laurent, Lom Absolute, new 2020 release of this house. It is spicy. You can get tons of fresh cardamoms, natural cardamoms here. It is citrusy, a bit gingery, woody and airy. Fragrance is very fresh, but in the same time very dark and powerful, I can say. Thick type of freshy. If you enjoy La Nuit de L'homme EDP or EDT DNA, mostly EDP side because it is a bit thick and chunky like EDP, absolutely you're gonna enjoy this fragrance as well. But compared to La Nuit de L'homme EDP and regular La Nuit de L'homme, this fragrance is better for spring and summer. Those fragrances at all not my prefer for spring and summer. Performance is very good. It is a thick juice, be easy on the trigger, performs like 7-8 hours in terms of longevity on my skin by 2 hours. Good noticeable projection and sillage. L'homme, le parfum. Next fragrance is Al Wisam Day from House of Rasasi. It is clean, fruity, citrusy and extremely complimentary. This is take of Rasasi on Silver Mountain Water by House of Creed. Compared to that fragrance, I can say scent profile is almost identical, like 90-95%, but leans a bit floral. We can catch a little bit pink rose in this fragrance. Performance is way better compared to Silver Mountain Water. I can get by Silver Mountain Water 6 hours maximum by first hour and a half soft projection and sillage. By this one I can get more than 2 hours projection and sillage by 8 hours longevity on the skin. I prefer it for spring and summer, especially this fragrance shines very great at springtime. Al Wisam Day or at all, DNA of Creed Silver Mountain Water is a bit luxury, shines better in dressed up situations, but I believe you can easily enjoy it casual. This one is eau de parfum concentration and $50 for 100 ml, which is way more cheaper compared to regular stuff and performs way better. Next fragrance is from House of Prada, one of my favorite houses. Prada Lom Absolute, one of the best sweet, spicy and floral fragrances out there. Sweet because of tonka, floral because of iris and slightly powdery, and spicy because of cardamom and hints of black pepper. This is not the most unique smelling fragrance in my collection, but I can say this is one of the best. In this DNA, reminds me of Dior Homme Intense, lipsticky, powdery in that genre, but compared to Dior Homme, this is safer, a bit in the safe side, because leather note here is reduced or at all has been removed totally. Compared to Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense, this fragrance is sweeter. Those fragrances are not as sweet as this fragrance, but this one is also more youthful, not as mature as line of Dior Homme. About occasions, seasons, I can say to this one a bit dressed up, or 70% in the dressed up side. I don't enjoy this fragrance that much. Casual shines way better by suit and tie. It's not like very fastly done type of fragrance. They worked on it very good, and it is very luxury kinda. And I prefer it for fall and winter, spring a little bit, and shines way better at the fall compared to other seasons. Let's continue by House of Rochas at number 5 spot. Rochas L'homme, 2020 release of this house. Like color of the bottle, fragrance is also blue, shower jelly and fresh. Smells sweet, creamy, fruity. Leans kinda 55% in the gourmand side, but because of that woodsy base, ambroxany base, lavender and spices, fragrance turns back then halfway. That's woodsy notes, lavender, spicy and dark notes don't let the fragrance to go that much to gourmand territory. If you are into fragrance game, this is not the unique smelling fragrance for you. It is like darky, freshy type of fragrance, opens up fresh, dries down dark like Lom Absolute, like Dior Sauvage. But scent profile is not like those fragrances, very close to Coach Foreman to my nose, and there is same perfumer behind this and Coach Foreman. This is eau de toilette concentration, but perfumes thick like eau de parfum, lasts 8 hours on my skin by 2 hours, good projection on sillage, $50 for 100 ml. It is a very great and kinda must have blue fragrance in any man collection. I prefer it for all season round, not that much winter, but it is almost enough thick for winter, especially indoor situations. Next fragrance is from House of Yves Saint Laurent at number 4 spot, another banger, compliment monster, and great performing fragrance, Ysl Live. This citrusy, fruity, woody, fresh and dark type of fragrance reminds me of Invictus by Paco, Rabanne, Versace Lom Absolute and YEDP together, like mixture of these three fragrances together. I don't mean that this fragrance smells like Invictus, just that top note, that famous bubblegummy note of top note of Invictus is available here. Compared to Invictus, this one is way more complex and a lot of notes, nuances going on here, and it's not as sweet as Invictus. And then Versace Lom Absolute, I can catch that a bit ambroxany vibe. This is very close to YEDP in my opinion, plus Lom Absolute and Invictus. It is better description. Performance is great, lasts like 7 hours on me. By first hour, loud and room filler, projection and sillage. And in terms of compliments, one of the monsters in my collection, and very great fragrance for spring and summer. Let's continue by another 2020 release at number 3 spot. Stronger with You. Freeze at the opening is sweet, fresh, citrusy, gingery. At the dry down is thick, sweet, gourmand and woody. It's a very crazy balance, that sweet, youthful and playful notes, gourmand notes, plus woody, mature and dark deep notes together in the same bottle. Very well balanced and comprehensive type of fragrance. Performance, compliments, price, scent profile, everything about this fragrance is 10 out of 10. Lasts like 8 hours plus on me. By average projection and sillage for hour and a half. It is noticeable compliment either, and I prefer it for except winter, all season round. Next fragrance at number 2 spot, Acqua Di Gio Profondo by Giorgio Armani, another 2020 release fragrance in my collection. It smells oceanic, aquatic, salty in the same time, sweet and resiny, masticky. That salty and sweet vibes in the same bottle reminds me of Invictus Legend. That fragrance is also like this, salty, fresh and in the same time sweet. If you have smelled Acqua Di Gio, immediately I can say you can catch that Acqua Di Gio vibe. It is like sweetened Acqua Di Gio. Compared to Acqua Di Gio, leans sweeter and performs way better. This is eau de parfum concentration, lasts on me good, but it doesn't project. I cannot get that much projection out of this bottle. It is very soft and airy, but it is also extremely complimentary. About occasions and seasons, this one is absolutely a spring and summer fragrance. If you have regular Acqua Di Gio, that one is better for daytime, this one for nighttime. But if you have not them, It's okay, pretty versatile, and leans more youthful compared to regular Acqua Di Gio and Acqua Di Gio Profumo. If you want more mature thing, you can go buy Acqua Di Gio Profumo. At number 1 spot, one of my most complimented fragrances in the collection, extremely mass appealing and long-lasting fragrance, Montblanc Explorer. It is citrusy, spicy because of pepper, woody and bergamot by leather note at the dry down. It is one of the best takes on Aventus DNA. I can say to this one, spicy, aggressive version of Aventus. Complementing factor is very great. Performance is 10 hours plus easily on my skin in terms of longevity by first hour only. Projection and siege. Don't forget, subscribe the channel. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. I will answer you. See you in another video.